Good evening, and welcome. Tonight we turn our attention to an artist who has built a career out of quiet contradictions, Joji. Once known for his chaotic, meme-fueled internet persona, the Australian-Japanese musician has spent the last several years crafting some of the most emotionally charged, sonically minimalist music in pop culture. And now, after a 3-year silence, he's back. On November 3rd, 2025, Joji released If It Only Gets Better, a haunting, 1-minute single that signals a new era in his artistry. It's delicate, weary, and strangely hopeful, a piece that feels like both an ending and a beginning. With this release, Joji not only breaks his silence, but also opens the door to his next ambitious project, a 21-track album titled Piss in the Wind, set to arrive on February 6th, 2026. If It Only Gets Better may last just a minute, but in that brief span, it manages to capture an entire emotional world. Co-written with John Durham and produced by Wanton, the track trades grand production for raw intimacy. Gentle acoustic guitars and a pulsing bass line provide a fragile foundation for Joji's understated vocals. Half-sung, half-whispered confessions that seem to echo from somewhere deep inside. The lyric that defines the song, "If it only gets better from here, then what's there to change about it?" strikes with quiet devastation. It's optimism laced with doubt, hope undercut by fatigue, and when Joji finally trails off into wordless hums, you can almost feel the weight of emotions left unsaid, suspended in silence. The accompanying music video, directed by James Mao, deepens that sense of contradiction. Set in a chaotic strip club, neon lights flashing, dancers moving in slow motion, Joji appears detached and vulnerable, caught between numbness and awareness. The visuals feel almost surreal, juxtaposing excess and emptiness in equal measure. It's a paradox that mirrors modern life: overstimulation and loneliness, pleasure and pain. The video's imagery reinforces what Joji's fans have come to expect from him, a refusal to offer easy answers. Instead, he asks us to sit in discomfort, to feel the tension between wanting escape and needing meaning. But If It Only Gets Better is just the prologue. The main story lies ahead, in Joji's upcoming album, Piss in the Wind. It's his 4th studio project, and according to early reports, his most ambitious yet. 21 tracks of emotional turbulence and sonic experimentation, running just under 45 minutes. The title itself is provocative, irreverent, almost nihilistic, and yet deeply human. It suggests an act of defiance, a kind of beautiful futility. Doing something that might not matter, but doing it anyway. That phrase captures the emotional core of Joji's artistry. Whether he's singing about love, loss, or loneliness, he never pretends that life makes perfect sense. Instead, he turns confusion into poetry, chaos into art. The album follows the success of singles like Pixelated Kisses, and now, If It Only Gets Better, setting a tone that feels more reflective than explosive. And fans won't have to wait long for the next glimpse. Past Won't Leave My Bed, the next single, drops on November 7th. Anticipation is already soaring, fueled by speculation about who might appear on the album. Joji has been spotted alongside Yeat, sparking rumors of a collaboration, while whispers of contributions from Don Toliver, Giveon, Kenny Beats, Dylan Brady, Forbats, and BNYX continue to dominate social media threads. If these names make the final cut, Piss in the Wind could bridge multiple genres, blending alternative pop, R&B, and experimental electronica into something entirely its own. Beyond the excitement, though, lies something more profound: the sense that Joji's music is documenting an inner evolution. Fans across Reddit and Discord have been dissecting every lyric and image, proposing theories that range from philosophical to personal. Some argue the album explores loss of identity, the slow erosion of self that fame can bring. Others see it as a meditation on futility and acceptance that some things can't be fixed. There's also talk of digital disconnection, how technology distorts memory, intimacy, and authenticity. And perhaps most strikingly, some listeners interpret the album as Joji's declaration of independence following his quiet departure from 88 Rising. In this reading, Piss in the Wind isn't just a title, it's a statement. The willingness to create for the sake of creation, no matter who's watching. To understand why this moment feels so significant, you have to look back at Joji's journey. Born George Miller, he first rose to fame as a viral YouTube comedian. Filthy Frank, the chaotic alter ego who shaped a generation of online humor. But behind the absurdity was a growing exhaustion, a hunger for sincerity. When Joji retired his internet persona and turned to music, few believed he could make the leap from parody to poetry. And yet, he did. With albums like Ballads 1 and Nectar, and especially with 2022's Smithereens, Joji proved that vulnerability could be just as powerful as shock. His global hit Glimpse of Us captured heartbreak so raw, it transcended language and genre, earning him millions of listeners who saw their own pain reflected in his quiet melancholy. Now, 3 years later, Piss in the Wind seems poised to deepen that legacy. Early teasers suggest a fusion of lo-fi textures with modern bass patterns and atmospheric layering. But more than sound, it's the emotional tone that stands out, that fragile balance between resignation and resilience. Joji's music doesn't shout, it lingers. It asks questions rather than offering answers. In a world saturated with algorithmic perfection and synthetic joy, his imperfections feel revolutionary. His refusal to polish away pain makes his work feel human in a way few artists manage. And as he returns to the spotlight, that quiet authenticity may be his greatest strength. As we look ahead to February 6th, one thing is clear. Joji's comeback isn't about spectacle, it's about sincerity. If It Only Gets Better is not just a song, it's a whisper from an artist still learning how to live with himself, how to make peace with imperfection. Piss in the Wind may or may not deliver the blockbuster collaborations fans are hoping for. But its true value lies in its vulnerability, its willingness to feel small in a world obsessed with grandeur. And that's what makes Joji's evolution so remarkable. From the loudest corners of the internet to the quietest moments of introspection, he's proven that art doesn't need to be perfect to matter. Sometimes it just needs to be honest. And in that honesty, Joji has found his most powerful voice yet.